Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we're going through my MLB power rankings for the month of June. We have just started into the dog days of summer, so let's go ahead and take a quick look where each team stands about 2 months into the season. First one up, we got the Colorado Rockies, currently last place in the NL West, about a game above the Marlins for the worst record in the NL. Not really much to say about Colorado. They're just a terrible team, as we all expected. Ownership does not really care. Not a lot of efforts being put into their product, and it's just not good at all. Next up is the San Diego Padres, who currently sit at 500, but somehow, because the NL is just a bunch of mediocre blah, have the second wild card at 32-32, which is a disappointment compared to the talent they have on this team. You do expect them to be a lot better, but currently sitting in a wild card spot, things could be a lot worse for them. And the team that has the first wild card spot is the Atlanta Braves. About 5-game lead over the Padres. There are 10 games above 500. Playing really solid baseball. Losing Ronald Acuna Jr. for the year is going to hurt. But last time they lost him, they went and won the World Series. So it could be another scenario like that where they get some really good trade deadline acquisitions and they go on a run again. Next up, Seattle. Currently leading the AL West, about a 7-game lead over the Texas Rangers, defending World Series champions. Just overall, very solid, above-average team. Don't really expect them to make a deep run in October if they keep this up, but could be a lot worse for Seattle, to say the least. So, good on you, Seattle. Next up, we have the Miami Marlins. Worst team in the NL. Offense is terrible. Pitching, not great. So, not really much else to say there. They're just a bad team. So Miami down there in bad. LA Dodgers, worst World Series contenders, second best record in the National League. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman are all there. Betts in particular has been ranking most likely an MVP favorite at the moment. And I cannot count this team out. They are just way too good. And they're going to be there at the thick of it in October. So that's where the Dodgers are at. Next up, Baltimore. Even though they're second in their division, they are World Series contenders because they are that good. Corbin Burns has been fantastic for them. Hitting has been incredible, especially with Gunnar Henderson, just hitting bombs after bomb. And Baltimore has really turned around these last 2 years in terms of their expectations, and I'm so happy for that city. The fans deserve it. So Baltimore, good job. Keep it up. First two teams in Met, they have the exact same records as each other. It's the Red Sox and Rays. Both teams are just very average teams. Not really much else to say there. Neither team is doing anything bad, but neither team is doing good, which is a disappointment for them coming into the season. As organizations, they expect a lot more out of it, so that's where they're at. Next up is the Minnesota Twins, who are currently holding on to the last wild card spot in the American League. About 6 games over 500, third in their division. Twins are just playing very solid baseball. They have experience. Offense is doing all right. And so that's where they're at. Currently sitting in the playoff position pretty comfortably too, if I might add. So good on you, Minnesota. Philadelphia, tied for the best record in baseball. Currently handing the Brewers their butts. Pitching has been phenomenal for Philadelphia. That's where they're really relying on to get them the record so far. And the offense has been steady too. You still got Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Alec Baum has been really good for them this year. So Philadelphia, they're scary. They are scary. They got experience. They got swagger. Yeah, they're scary. It looked like for a bit the A's might be able to get into the med tier after a kind of around 500 start to the year, but they've fallen off quite a bit and they're kind of just another bad team, which compared to last year is a massive improvement when they were literally the worst team in baseball. So moving up a couple spots is the Athletics. So good on you, Oakland, but still a bad team. And another team that's going into med tier, Cincinnati. About 5 games below 500. They are 4th place in their division, but the reason why I'm putting them in met and not bad, as I do believe they are more talented than the other teams in bad. They're just not winning like they're supposed to. But Cincinnati got great talent, a lot of young talent. Ellie De La Cruz has been insane, even though he has cooled off a little bit here. But Cincinnati, very good team. Would expect them to start improving here shortly, so that's why they're in meh. Another 2 teams that are in meh, basically at the same record, a game back of the last wild card spot. are the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. Both teams are disappointing compared to what the expectations were in this year, especially Arizona, who just came off a World Series run. Corbin Carroll has not looked good. Pitching has kind of not looked great either. Just overall, very underwhelming team for Diamondbacks. And the Cardinals, they're just old. Pitching has been all right, but not consistent. Offense hasn't been not consistent either. Goldschmidt has really started to show his age there a little bit. And so that's why they're both here in meh tier as well. Going up into World Series contender, the New York Yankees. With tied for the best record in baseball with Philadelphia. Aaron Judge has been incredible this year. Should be a runner for the MVP in the American League. Juan Soto has been fantastic for them as well. Those two combined, really, really scary. And even without Garrett Cole, the pitching staff has been really solid for New York. Lucas Gill has been incredible. So, yeah, the Yankees are scary. They are very, very scary. Next up, the New York Mets. They're bad. They've been bad since the first game of the year. They just, for a team that spends that much money, how are they this bad is my question. And I frankly don't have to answer because they do have some talent there, but nothing ever seems to click right for them at all. So that's where they are at. I'm just realizing this tier list is missing the Rangers. Missing the Rangers. We'll get to there in a second. Next up, Angels. Bad. Lost Shohei Ohtani. Mike Trout's out for the year. They don't have any pitching to speak of. So, yeah, they're just a very bad team. One of the worst teams in the American League. They would be the worst, if not for another team. We'll get to here shortly. And yeah, the Angels, not really much the expectations. Next up, Kansas City Royals. Currently in wild card tier, very top end of wild card. They're just a really, really good team. A lot better than I personally expect them to be heading into this year. Bobby Witt Jr., incredible. Pitching, much improved. They're a dangerous team and will be a danger in October when they get there. So good job, Kansas City. Doing very, very good. Next up in division, Cleveland. Surprisingly, third best record in all baseball. I did not see this coming at all. They're just very consistent, very solid in everything. Jose Ramirez is a candidate for the AL MVP. And they're just a very, very, very good team. And surprisingly so this year, if I may add. The reason they're not a World Series contenders, I don't think they're that serious of a World Series contender. They can make some noise, but I don't think they're going to be that good or anything in the playoffs. But good on you, Cleveland. Good on you. Next up, Toronto. Worst team in the AL East. Very disappointing year for them. They're mad because they still have talent. I believe they can turn around if they want to do so, but not great north of the border baseball-wise. Just not very impressive. Next up, Chicago White Sox. Easily the worst team in baseball. The only team that doesn't have 20 wins. They're still at 15 or 16 at the time of this recording. Just, what the heck is even their lineup for baseball? Their best hitters are Paul DeYoung and Tommy Pham. That's how bad they are. Pitching, they got a couple of good arms that are going to be sold at the deadline, but this team is like historically bad, like concerningly historically bad. And it's just an incompetently run franchise. And I feel bad for fans of this team because there is no effort from ownership to get things going. And that is like one of the worst things in baseball to have. So, White Sox down there in the bottom. Detroit Tigers, another team in meh. About a couple games behind the Twins for the wild card spot. A little bit of a below average team. Spencer Torkelson has kind of been a bust for them so far. He just got sent down. So not really great news for Detroit, but better than being Chicago, I guess. So you got that for you. A team surprisingly in meh is the Houston Astros. This team I expected to be a lot better than they were, contending for a division and World Series. Instead, they have been the biggest disappointment in baseball. The talent is still there in terms of hitting. Kyle Tucker has been incredible for them. They still have Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, and a couple other guys there, Jeremy Pena as well. But they just haven't been able to put it all together this year for some reason. So Houston, bad. They've been bad. Except it's Pittsburgh. They're just a bad team. They got off to a decent start again this year, but we all kind of expected them to taper off there. So, yeah, they're bad. They are bad. San Francisco, meh. kind of in this cluster of teams that are like a little bit below 500 in the NL fighting for that last wild card spot. Nothing really exciting about them, so they're just kind of blend in here. So not much to say about them. The Milwaukee Brewers, divisional tier, way better than a lot of people expected. Hitting has been fantastic. They're actually like the second best offense in the National League, which does not happen to Milwaukee. Main concern is pitching. They got no one healthy at the moment, so it could be a rough stretch here for the Brew Crew here shortly. But overall, very impressed with how their season is going. A lot better than I think everyone anticipated. So there is that. So next up we have the Washington Nationals. Meh. They're meh. Not great, not bad. They're still rebuilding after the 2019 World Series run, but they gotta start showing something here soon. But overall, nothing too great there. I actually put the Pirates with the Reds because they had about the same record. And next up is the Cubs, who somehow, even though they're a game below 500, still have the last playoff spot. Cub fans, how are you liking Craig Counsell? Just safe space. You can tell me all about it. Don't have to worry about nothing. But it makes me so happy seeing the Cubs struggle as they are. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Brewers, and they just kind of have not been well. Bullpen management has been an issue, as we all know for Brewers fans with Craig Counsell. Offense has been underwhelming. Pitching still has been solid, but not great. Shota Imanga has been struggling recently, so there's that. But this is my tier list for now. We got 4 teams I think are clear World Series contenders. We got the Yankees, Phillies, Dodgers, and Orioles. Then in division tier, we got the Guardians, Brewers, and Mariners. Wild card, we have the Royals, Braves, Twins, Padres, Cubs. Meh, this also will include the Texas Rangers, who somehow aren't on this list. We have the Red Sox, Rays, Diamondbacks, Giants, Cardinals, Tigers, Rangers, Pirates, Reds, Astros, Nationals, Blue Jays. Bad, we have the A's, Mets, Angels, Rockies, Marlins. And the White Sox are in their own tier because they only have 15 wins. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.